Welcome to the Creator Spotlight here on the Spotlight on Fightful. I am Steven Jensen, joined as always by Jeremy Lambert. And our guest today is a returning guest. He is the current Juggalo Championship Wrestling champion. He's the former BLP Midwest champion, the former AIW Absolute champion, Intense champion, Tag Team champion. He is a member of WTF. He is Josh Bishop. Josh, welcome back to the show, man. How you been?
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. A lot has happened since last time you were on the show. Most, I guess, kind of notably, like really recently, huge debut, showed up in MLW, part of WTF. How has that been, man?
Honestly, awesome. MLW's it's cool. I mean, it's got a lot of my favorite guys to wrestle. You know what I mean? It has a lot of stuff that I like. So it's great for me, honestly. And then they put me in a great spot where I'm with two of my guys who could not be two more polar opposites of guys when you kind of look at it, when you look at Filthy Tom Lawlor and Matt Cardona. And it's a dream case scenario for me in a way, honestly, because I get to learn from two guys that have helped me out Tommy a lot already. I get to keep learning from that learning tree.
That's awesome. I was gonna ask you about those two guys specifically because I know, obviously early on in your career, Filthy Tom, y'all had a relationship like right off the bat early on.
Oh,
and then you and Cardona have a really storied history, especially in AIW, with the two of y'all as enemies. And now what y'all are doing, I mean, so and I know you have a lot of respect for him. I've seen the things you said about him on social media. So I guess
he's
if you
the
could
man.
even allow, I just wanted to, I guess maybe to,
man.
Yeah, if you want to speak on those guys even more, like, because I know you got like real deep history with Tom Lawlor and Matt Cardona.
I'll hit Broski real quick just because his is not as recent, but I really just think he is the man. I think he's probably one of the smartest dudes I've ever met wrestling wise. Like, he goes out of his way to make everyone look great and help everybody out. Like, he's just the man. He's the shit, honestly. Like, he just has a doesn't give a fuck attitude in a way that I respect. In a way that his doesn't give a fuck attitude is different than a guy like Tom Lawlor's doesn't give a fuck attitude. And I fucking love Tom Lawlor. I'm sorry I had to drop a few hard F's there. I'm sorry.
Oh, you can do
I'm
it.
sorry.
Yeah, we do not
Mom,
care.
I know you're gonna text me about it. I apologize, all right? But when it comes to my boy Tom, oh man, he's one of my favorite dudes because he's just probably one of the funniest dudes of all time to me. Like, he makes me laugh all the time, no matter what. Even if it's just when you guys see these, if anyone watched the IW show, you saw that, Bronco Buster he hit in the corner. Even it's just like the little shit like that he will do, and he will tell me like, "Hey, watch this," and it's just I don't know why, just him busting out a Bronco Buster is absolutely hilarious. When he's never done it before, when he did MLW, and he said, "Hey, watch me do Bronco Buster," and then he just does it, but he does it in like a way where like it looks terrible, but it's like hilarious because like, it's still him pulling it off in a way where it still is good because it's like, yes, he's absolutely hilarious, but he can beat the shit out of anybody if he needs to.
Yeah.
So he just has the ultimate like gear switch and like ability to either go in any direction, which I think is awesome, honestly. And that's why I think he is truly the most versatile wrestler in the world, like, and one of the best dudes because he can do whatever. Like, you need him to wrestle an Iron Man match at 2 a.m, he can do it. He just did it a few weeks ago. If you need him to go out there, Defy, who is it? Defy, I think, just put out him and Moxley on YouTube. That match is awesome. Everyone should check that out because that's just a crazy bloodbath match. But if he wants to do comedy, he's the funniest dude. If he wants to be a badass, he's the baddest dude. He can do it all. And he just has so much wisdom, honestly. He's helped me out a lot because he's looked out for me and given me advice and watched my matches and stuff since, honestly, my first match, because he was there for my first match.
Yeah. I mean, and speaking of like the comedy, was it his idea to do the double entrances with you guys for
the double entrances was my idea. And then just because I brought like my filthy TL shirt, he got that vet. We didn't really know what we were gonna do for entrance. We were gonna do one together, and I thought it'd be hilarious if we did separate ones. Where then he was like, all right, then he grabbed the water bottle. He was gonna do the spit and all this stuff, and it's just so funny. I was watching it. To me, it's hilarious. Nobody might think we're funny besides us, because there's times at like the after parties and stuff where I'm sure we annoy people. But I would bet my life we're annoying to people. But to us, we just think we're the most entertaining human beings. And it's probably because we've stayed up till 5 a.m. so many times when I have to drop them off at the airport at like 5:30. So we'll just stay up all night.
I wanted to ask about Hammerstone, the other member in this group here, because you came in the same time as he kind of returned. Like, how much did you know about Hammerstone beforehand, and then how much you learned from Hammerstone now?
I met Hammerstone one time before joining the WTF, and all I remember from that interaction is that it is important. You gotta eat, because I remember we tried to go to a Buffalo Wild Wings after this is when I was like starting to be like, all right, I gotta get big. You know what I mean? So I was just eating all the time, like absolutely terrible. I still have a terrible diet. Obviously, I'll never probably have abs in my career until I one day, once I fix that diet and I stop eating these Little Caesars pizzas every day for lunch. But we were lining at Buffalo Wild Wings, and it was like the night after Black Label Pro, and there was some UFC fights on. It was like me, Hammerstone, Filthy Tom, and Violence is Forever, I think. And Hammerstone was just like, I can't wait in this line. And he just left to go walk across the street to eat at Culver's. And then he was like, I'll eat at B-Dubs too after. And I was like, all right, well, I want to be the biggest dude too, so I got to do what the fucking biggest dude's doing. So then I just had to follow him, and I had to order some damn chicken tenders because he did. And I just was like, all right, cool. So I guess this is what I got to do as a big guy, eat all the time. And that was it. Because I just ate Culver's with him one time, like probably 4 years ago. That's all that's my only Hammerstone interaction I had previously. And I just see that he gets after it at the gym on Twitter. That dude is a beast.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird because you're not the biggest guy in your group, which is strange.
Well, I mean, I'll get there, I think, eventually.
Yeah, you'll get there. Someone I wanted to bring
that's up for a debate, I would say.
Yeah. Hey, that's fair. I don't know. I don't know how much I can talk about yet because I read the taping spoilers, so I know kind of where things are going. And there was a big match announced actually earlier today.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about it if you.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
I don't know. No one told me not to talk about it.
But, okay, perfect. So you have a history with Matthew Justice, which is very, very well known. It was announced like today that in MLW on December 7th in New York City, you guys are wrestling in MLW, bringing this feud, this history into Major League Wrestling. From what I hear, you powerbomb him over the top rope through a table. Is this true?
Oh, of course, Bishop style, baby. What would
Bishop
would you expect? Bishop style. Oh, I'm taking his ass on exit 187. Justice. I feel bad for you. Justice, all I gotta say, my man, my brother, bonded for life by the balcony. But you just fucked up by just letting me in MLW. And now I'm here. Because they call me the second gear kryptonite for a reason. All right? How many times do we have to do this dance, Justice, where I got to pick your snakeskin pants print wearing ass up and throw you out of the ring through a table? And then after the match, they're stretching your ass out. And what do I got to do? I got to put you back down on the ground again as a little, hey, buddy, guess who's here? Your old pal, the Intense Icon. And I'm going to fuck you up now at New York City.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have to take you down exit 187. I got to introduce MLW. What is the Intense Icon all about? Well, there's nobody I would rather get in there with than Matthew Justice. Because I get it, Justice. You're going to hit me in the head with some chairs, probably going to jump off some shit that's really high. You're going to give me a DVD through something crazy. Yeah, we're going to go nuts. I expect nothing less than to go nuts. But at the end of the day, the story's going to stay the same. History's going to repeat itself. I'm picking your ass up, and I'm taking you down exit 187, and there's no survivors. No one knows that better than you, Justice. Come on.
have you scouted the building yet for balconies?
I did some Google image searching, yes, already. I already was on hard Google image search of what does the venue look like today.
I love it, man. I mean,
Empty.
when I was reading the taping results, my definitely piqued my interest when I was like, oh, Bishop, let's go. Bishop bomb over the top through. Okay, this is the justice. I see where this might be heading. I love this.
Oh,
I think your debut was done very well. Also, by the way, you came in, immediately hit a black hole slam, hit a choke slam, hit the Bishop bomb. They're putting you over massive on commentary. Who is this monster? I mean, I knew who that monster was, but have you been getting like a lot of like maybe like new people hitting you up, new people?
Oh, for sure, absolutely.
Yeah, what's the feedback been like
for
sure.
Fans? It's been pretty solid. I think that one clip went around of the Bishop online. That was pretty good. But yeah, it's been pretty solid feedback. I'm just kind of interested to see like what happens after, because I haven't even been on the show yet. Fusion, so I'm interested to see what happens after I'm on like Fusion and stuff like that. But so far, I mean, definitely more than I would have expected for sure after only just coming out and hitting a choke slam, black hole slam, and a power bomb.
Did you and Cardona have to make any type of amends? Because I mean, Jensen mentioned the history and everything. The McStiffy, there was some, yeah, there's some real heat there between you two. Was there any apologies? any like, all right, we got to make amends before we can make this work.
Listen, if the Stiffmeister is going to be in the locker room, you'd rather have the Stiffmeister on your team. So Cardona knows good business. He'd rather have the Stiffmeister standing next to him than against him.
I do want to switch gears to AIW. You wrestled at Hell on Earth this, I guess it was this past weekend when we're recording this. You, Trey Lamar, Rocky Romero, and Tom Lawlor, the aforementioned Tom Lawlor. I did want to ask about Rocky Romero because we had Dominic Rini on last week, and he said Rocky was influential in putting together Kenta coming to AIW. Obviously, Rocky was on this show as well. It was like sharing the ring with Rocky, who I think is a wrestler, almost gets overlooked because of everything he does behind the scenes.
Oh, he was awesome, honestly. He was cool. I met him last week at MLW for the first time ever, and luckily he knew Tom enough to like Tom was like, oh, that's the other guy at AIW. That's Bishop. And I was like, oh, hey, what's up? And I was just like, listen, next week, not the same four-way you usually have. All right, me and Tom are going to be doing some dumb stuff. So, and then he was game for everything. Like all the dull ideas that me and Tom were pitching, like, hey, let's mess up. Like, let's go for a dive, but you fall, and I'll smack my head in the ropes and look like an idiot because I'm too heavy. And then when you do it, and then we'll do it later, and you do it off me instead. He was cool for all that stuff, and like, I mean, that's some pretty out there stuff if you don't know anybody. You know what I mean? And but so he could not have been cooler, and he had cool ideas. He was honestly game for everything off rip, which was awesome. He could not have been cooler. He was the man, honestly. I would have no complaints about and Rocky Romero at all. He could not have been cooler.
Rocky did his own like music video for Roppongi and everything. It doesn't shock me at all that
sweet.
It's so good. Like when you watch the video, like it's so good. It doesn't surprise me at all that Rocky, whatever you pitch him, he'd probably be like, oh yeah. Like even if you think it sounds dumb, he's probably that sounds sweet right there. I'm for that. So no, that doesn't surprise me.
Except nobody knew we were doing 2 entrances besides me and Tom, and so I went out. Like I was putting my stuff on into my vest, and I was about to go first, and like in kind of the gorilla position, like me and Tom, like we just kind of make eye contact with the people that are over there, and so he saw us walk out. And then I come sprinting back through for the other one, and my stuff was at the other side of the locker room because I didn't grab it like I should have to put it next to the gorilla. So I had to sprint over, change, take my other trunks off, put my filthy TL shirt on, and then I was trying to retape my wrist, like fist, like retape like the full fist or whatever. So I was pulling my tape off, trying to retape my hand, and he kind of just looked at me like, didn't you just go out? Like, did you forget something? And I just went, nah, 2 entrances.
I love that. Also, shout out Trey Lamar, who actually won that match we're talking about. A guy that's been on the show before, who I feel like is like really underrated, but he's been really good for a while now, and a guy who's great at AIW.
Absolutely one of the most underrated dudes for sure. He's one of my favorite dudes to get in there with, just because, I mean, growing up, similar areas, similar age, like we trained together. Like our first matches, we wrestled each other so many times. Like I've probably been in there with him so many times. He's one of my definite like favorite opponents, if I had to say, for sure.
Love that. Another guy I wanted to talk to you about, you have a really long history with, that I actually hope to get on the show and talk to you soon, that I don't know, maybe could pop up in WTF as well. A guy who I feel is always linked to is Maserati West. Like, is Wes Briscoe like what are any plans for him? I just feel like he's killing it in AIW right now. He's killing it everywhere he's at. If you just want to talk about Wes Briscoe a little bit.
Wes Barkley.
Wes Barkley. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm an idiot.
My gosh,
dang, man.
We need to edit that completely.
Wes Briscoe, I don't know too much about. I don't know too much about Wes Briscoe.
Oh my god, I'm an idiot.
All I know about that is that when you ride with the Aces and Eights, you never walk alone, brother.
Yeah, that's Wes Briscoe. That's Wes Briscoe for you. I'm so sorry.
That's all I know about him. I've never
Maserati Wes Barkley. I am so sorry. I feel like an idiot right now.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
No, man, I remember watching you guys back.
I know
you
you're
guys
cool.
together back at Sub forever.
I know.
I
don't know. It's cool. Don't worry. You're good. All I know about Wes is, one, he's not in the Aces and Eights. But I don't know if he'll pop up in the WTF. I don't really have any. The WTF reached out to me, so I don't know if I'm allowed to reach out to others for WTF things. Maybe I gotta get. I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure about Wes Barkley in the WTF or not.
Okay.
What's it been like? I know it's only been the one taping, but you know, WTF is the Sports Entertainment Federation in MLW, and then you're working more television now with MLW. I feel like when we had you on last time, we talked about the differences between like work and TV and stuff from the AEW shots and everything. But now in a weekly kind of episodic television show like Fusion, even though the matches haven't aired yet, like how's that been like working with MLW in that aspect of things?
To be honest, really, I'm not really sure yet, to be honest, because I haven't. Once I had after the next set of tapings, I'll definitely have a better understanding, because I haven't wrestled a singles match yet, if that makes any sense. So I kind of like Tom and Hammerstone knew what to do in our 6-man, because so they kind of were just like, hey, do this and that. So I was like, all right, cool. You guys know, like, this is your style. You're used to this. You know what I mean? And then the other match was like a big multi-man match. So then it's like, okay, well, now I just know at the end to make sure I do this and this kind of camera-wise or whatever. So really I don't really have like a full grasp of the difference yet, if that makes any sense.
No, for sure. You know, you've only been there for the one taping, so that definitely makes sense that it's not quite down just yet. But I do imagine that it's different when it comes to television work.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know, and I'll be able to look like that's where like Tom and Broski will be able to, and others will be able to be like, hey, I know you're probably used to doing this, do this and this, or after they'll give me feedback, hey, you did this wrong, like fix this and this and this. And that's what I need. So I'm waiting. So
someone else I wanted to ask you about, another like veteran that you wrestled, and I can't believe this match even happened. I think it's amazing. You wrestled Masato Tanaka. And that was like, it was everything I expected it to be, that match. I thought it was great. What was it like wrestling him and having basically like an old school Tanaka match with him?
It was a dream, honestly. It really was. I needed that match so badly. Not even just for like I needed to like wrestle Masato Tanaka. Obviously, that's a dream match of mine. If you watch me, you can tell I love Mike Awesome. So being able to get in there with Masato Tanaka was honestly it was great. Like I really don't take fan picture. Like I try not to take like picture like I don't know, just like pictures or be like kind of like that. But I had to take when Masato Tanaka was at AIW 5 years ago when he wrestled Nick Gage, and I'm not. I mean, I now am definitely more. At the time when I took the picture, I never thought about it like this, but I kept it. I would look at it every now and then. I would just kind of like mentally, like I believe in the power of the mindset in a way, and I would like mindset, like mentally, like okay, this match will happen one day, like and when it, like you know what I mean, like you just have to believe in yourself, like the power of the mindset. Okay, it will happen eventually, eventually, eventually. And then when Thorne said he was going to bring in Masato Tanaka for Jalen, I was just like, I fucking no disrespect to anyone else on the locker room. I have nothing but respect for everyone in the AW locker room. It is my home. You know what I mean? But I was just like, I swear to fucking God, if someone else fucking wrestles this dude, I'm gonna be fucking pissed at you. I never get like that. I never care. I never ask for anything. I don't want to be, you know what I mean? I don't want to be involved in that part of the wrestling business at all. I just want to be the wrestler. But I was just and then like when he announced the graphic, I was just like, oh my God, thank God. I was just like so rewarding. I was like, for 5 years, I've been fucking hoping for this so badly. And then I was just like, okay, well, I have to take the power bomb to the floor, obviously. And I have to take all of his craziest stuff because obviously who wouldn't want to? Because I'm never gonna wrestle him again, probably. So I have to take it all. But the only thing and after the match you get a standing ovation from the boys. That is the stuff that means more to me than like stuff on Twitter, than like a tweet. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
tweets and Instagram likes or whatever. To get the respect of your peers means more than anything. So when we came through the curtain, it was a locker room sellout, standing ovation. It just felt so rewarding. I truly almost started. I was just like so overwhelmed with like, fuck yeah, because we were out there. I mean, he gave me the power bomb to the floor, the DDT off the top rope. It was fucking awesome. He's smashing me in the head with a steel chair,
Yeah.
and I'm just loving every moment of it.
You did it all to him too. I mean, you gave it all back. You also mobbed him to the floor. You hit him in the head with the chair. I mean,
it was great. I was just chopping the fuck out of him at one point, just thinking, how fucking awesome is this that I'm smacking Masato Tanaka right in the fucking face. And then he elbowed me in the head so fucking hard at one point, I just had nothing but a smile. And I could not smile. I was just like, this is awesome. This is fucking everything I could have dreamed for. It was awesome. He was awesome. He was the man. It was that I needed that match so badly. I love that's probably might be my favorite match ever, honestly. It was just great. When I came through, I just thanked Thorne. I was just like, hey, thank you. I know you've done so much for me, but I need to thank you again right now. Like thank you so much for that one. And he was awesome. And then this was the best part was him and Derek are pretty cool from doing Greektown or other, I'm not really sure, but they know each other randomly from a bunch of different shows. And he told Derek the next day that I reminded him, he said that I'm the gladiator. He said I reminded him of the gladiator. So I was like, all right, that's cool. If the dude that used to wrestle Masato Tanaka the most, or that used to wrestle Mike Awesome the most, is gonna tell somebody, it's gonna refer to me as the gladiator. That's cool. I'll take that. I'll be the gladiator, Josh Bishop. That's awesome. That was like the like, all right, cool. Because you never know what someone else is gonna think about your match after. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, what a cosign that is. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love hearing that. And I love the match. And then it was, if I remember correctly, it was the next night that you had Lance Archer. So it's like you went straight from Tanaka to Archer.
Yeah, it was supposed to so original I'll tell you the whole story of the mid match. So or that how it came about. So it was supposed to be me and Eddie Kingston. But then Eddie Kingston just said he can't handle it because the intense icon's too much. I can't come to Cleveland, Ohio. I'm sorry. I am too afraid of you, Josh Bishop. You're too big. You're too scary. You're too strong. I don't have it. I don't have it in me anymore like I used to, and I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Hey, Kingston, I get it. I get it, man. You don't want to go down exit 187. Not a lot of people do. I don't blame you. I can't fault you for that one, Eddie. I cannot fault you. So he retired from the independents instead. So that way he never has to see me again. And so pretty much I am the man that retired Eddie Kingston in a way when you think about it, but only from the independents. But just my mere presence. But so then Thorne was like, okay, well, fuck, I wanted an AEW guy. And so Brick got pulled to Rampage. So then, but then like everyone that's like an AIW OG got pulled to Rampage randomly that day. Like Brick got pulled, like all kinds of people, I guess. So then Thorne was like tweaking, and I was like, hey, I just wrestled Lance Archer a few weeks ago at C4 in Canada, which is another place that I absolutely love. Shout out C4, I love you. You are the fucking shit. And it was cool, and we were kind of talking a little bit. You want me to hit him up? And so he was free, and Thorne booked him, and then we just had a completely different match than what we had previously at C4, and it was awesome. Honestly, Lance Archer, he is another guy that could not be cooler. He's just, and it's great working with him because he's a big guy, and he's been a big guy at every single place that's mattered ever. He's been around forever, so he knows what every place likes. So he was able to break stuff down and really help me out and teach me a lot. It was awesome. It was a great experience wrestling Lance Archer.
That's awesome. And you Bishop bombed him too, which looked really, really great. Like it's cool seeing you put up guys that are big, you know?
Oh, I love just when, not that it's kind of like, because I'll get like that too when someone's like, hey, I'll pick you up for this or whatever. And I'll kind of be like, all right, well, like, can you really pick me up? Because in the 260, so like, can you actually get me or not? Like, but I love when he was just like, oh, you'll be able to get me right now. And in my head, I'm like, I've never not been able to get somebody, buddy. Like, brother, I can get anybody up. Trust me. I don't hit that log press at the gym for nothing. I'm not picking up those damn Atlas stones just so I can do nothing but prance around from dumbbell to dumbbell. It's like I can pick people up like you and take it on exit 187, Archer, you heavy man.
I remember when, Eddie got announced for that event, and then he just kind of, he just won the ROH title. And then he's like, I'm not doing independent
shows. I can't stand in there. He said the King of the Juggalos is too much for me. He said that that King of the Juggalos title will put this Ring of Honor title in the ground.
What's it been like? Go ahead.
Being the King of the Juggalos?
Yeah. What's that representing the Juggalos? Running with the hatchet.
I mean, I'm down with the clown. I really wasn't too familiar with like Juggalo culture or anything really until I got into wrestling, and then people showed me JCW and old JCW stuff, and because to me they used to be just the guys that Eminem made fun of in some of his songs. And then eventually then I learned about the Gathering and like things like just all kinds of the alternate universe of wrestling that JCW was. And I love crazy stuff and the weirdos because I'm probably the craziest person there is. But so I was like, I have to wrestle for this place. And then luckily I got on the Gathering one year as I believe I was a fisherman, or I believe I was a fisherman one day. And then the next day I was myself. Oh, I was Michael Myers another time. And then the next year I got booked as myself, and I forget who was it? Maybe against Kaplan again, maybe, or something at the Gathering. And then I got to wrestle the Exploding Cage matches the last 2 years, and those have been everything you could ever ask for and more, because Vampiro at 3:30 in the morning is not the happiest guy to get in the ring with in an exploding cage.
Oh,
it is. It is.
No words.
It's just like, because it's not even just like the wrestling that is what's important. Like at the Gathering, it is just the experience. You just got to take it in. Like I don't even know what I can say without. So I don't even know what I can say here that I've seen, but just the things you will see with your eyes at the Gathering of the Juggalos is unlike You know what? You want to end all the problems in the world right now? I'm going to give you guys a secret, all right? Everyone in their lifetime, if you experience the gathering of the Juggalos, it'd be complete. You would just, the world would be a lot more tame if everyone just experienced the gathering of the Juggalos. You'd realize there's really not as many problems in the world as you'd think. And I think the solution to world peace might be the gathering of the Juggalos because it is just something else. It is. You gotta go. You gotta go. That's all I can say.
I'm actually interested in attending. I'm not even kidding. I don't.
Worth it. Absolutely worth it. I don't know how much a ticket is. I would.
Yeah.
Absolutely worth it. It is just you gotta go. Once you just have to go.
Yeah, I watched a really good documentary recently by YouTuber Brandon Buckingham he's done like the last like 3 years of the gathering, and he documents it all and like real legitimate look at what's going on around there, and I was just like, this is unreal. I've always known about it, but like,
and I'm sure there's some stuff that he cannot show online that he's
I'm sure. Yeah, immediately demonetized.
It is just it is just you have to go. If you're interested, I would say absolutely. The Gathering of the Juggalos in what's coming up 2024. Yes, the 2024 Gathering of the Juggalos. You gotta get out there. It's probably in Thornville, Ohio. It's where it's been the last few years, and it is just. It's awesome. It really is. I double shotted shows all year this year, so I could go to the Gathering every night. I wrestled in West Virginia, went to the Gathering, wrestled in Kentucky, drove to the Gathering, wrestled the Gathering or the Bloody Mania at like 1 a.m. It started. I got there like 12:45, and then went to the Gathering all day, and then left and went to Rise Wrestling in Pittsburgh.
That's awesome.
You just have to take it in. It is. It doesn't stop either. It doesn't stop.
It's like 3 days straight, right?
Yeah, and nobody sleeps. Like stuff goes on all night long. The wrestling gets done usually around like 4 or 5 in the morning sometimes, and there's still plenty of people awake and plenty of events going on. Because even Juggalos will put on their own like events and stuff, and it's just
yeah.
Violent J is still active. He just wrestled this past weekend, teaming with Effie and Alley Catch. That was I was there for that, and that was just insane. That here's Violent J teaming with Effie and Alley Catch, and George South turning, and George South becoming a Juggalo. Which
down with the clown, baby.
Yeah, it got the biggest reaction of the night too.
I'm bringing it back. I'm just saying, since me and Vampiro started getting in there in these exploding electrified cage matches, hey, Post Malone throwing on the Hatchet Man, Drake throwing on the Hatchet Man jersey, you know what I mean? George South putting on the paint. I'm just saying, is that the intense icon effect?
Yeah, see, you can make a direct correlation of the intense icon effect and all of these things, and the way you can find out for sure how it's working is you can look at the amount of extra Fago that's being purchased. Right
yeah, exactly.
So if there's an uptick in Fago, you know it's the intense icon. And do you have a favorite flavor of Fago?
No, I hate pop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, they spray people with 2 liters.
Oh my god! One time, so they'll shake them up and cap them, and like when they let the cap off, it'll like blow it apart like a Mentos and a Coke kind of, and they'll shoot those into the crowd that way. And the one year I was just watching Cap one just shake them up and let them go, and they were fucking smacking people in the head so hard. It was so funny. He was just letting it go. Capwood is an absolute legend at the Gathering of the Juggalos. One time he just walked through somebody's set on stage, like on accident, at like 2 a.m. Like someone was performing, he just like halfway walked through the thing and then like walked back and he's like, "Oh fuck, I forgot." He's like, "I didn't even know someone was going."
I don't know if
man.
you've seen the show Workaholics, but they have an episode on the Juggalos,
Mm.
and they're just not so much straight laced, but they're just these workers and who end up
Oh,
at
I
the
love Workaholics. I'm very
all
familiar.
Not to
the
explain
Gathering of the
Workaholics to this
Juggalo
audience.
episode
Oh yeah.
is hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I didn't
You
have
wanna
to
keep
hang off
talking
of that,
about it?
Jensen. Yeah, that's you. I was just letting you know, Workaholics.
It's a great episode. I love that show.
Yeah.
Front Yard Wrestling with Ben Stiller. That was a good episode.
Front Yard
They all have
Wrestling is
that.
good.
That league. Yeah, it was good stuff. Trying to think what else is coming up for you outside of MLW right now? Like what other big things you got going on?
This weekend I got Black Label Pro Slamilton.
Oh, that's right. Of course. Jeremy, you'll be there, right?
I will be there. Will you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I will be.
I'm gonna be there. You know, it's I'm trying to politic to where Sean Ross Sapp can go on first. And that way he can get his match out of the way, and then
Is he wrestling? Yeah, he's wrestling.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think of
Yeah.
this dirt sheet writer wrestling?
I don't care. I mean, just if you're gonna wrestle me, don't go on the sheets and complain that you got your ass whooped. What would you expect? So he's
That's
not
who
in
he
there with
should've
me. I don't care.
He
He's
should
not
have
in there with
wrestled
me.
you. Oh, that would have been
man.
amazing.
Yeah, I feel like
The people
I mean,
want it. I'm a man of the people.
Yeah, Sean taking a Bishop bomb. I don't know. We all might be out of jobs after that. Like this whole thing might just be done.
Yeah. But I mean, I've seen people complain about it. People complain about anything. They will find something to complain about no matter what, because they've never experienced the Gathering of the Juggalos. So if I was Sean Ross Sapp and someone was chirping at me on Twitter, hey, you shouldn't be wrestling, I would just say, listen, you need to go to the Gathering and then come back to me. All right? When you've experienced a Gathering or two under your belt, then you can talk to me about what I should and shouldn't be doing.
I do want to ask you about one of your tweets. The Miz, who legend,
legend, absolute,
legend.
Yes, unreal.
Love the Miz.
A god of wrestling.
There's a lot of discourse surrounding the Miz, so I want to, I want to get your thoughts on the Miz and what makes him a legend.
Do you want me to go about why he's a legend first, or why people hate him?
Why he's a legend?
I got some thoughts on everything. Legend, okay, main event in WrestleMania. All right, absolutely makes you a legend. All right, made it out of Parma, Ohio. Okay, if you ever been to Parma, Ohio? Fucking, I love Parma. Okay. Parma, Ohio is probably one of my favorite places for just because it's just a special kind of area, much like the Gathering of the Juggalos. But Unreal Run has been 20 years almost. He's been in the WWE.
Yeah,
has been pretty much in the fold, in the mix, and one of the top heels the whole time he's been there. Has the best DDT in wrestling history. I don't care. I'll say it. That swinging one knee DDT is awesome. That's sweet. And he just always great promos. He does whatever. He just does everything great. I know he's awesome. In a way, he's just awesome. He really is.
Yeah.
That Hate Me Now Nas video. Awesome. How can you not think that's one of the greatest WrestleMania packages ever? Unreal.
Amazing.
And he's just, I get people hate him because, he said something to Daniel Bryan one time on Talking Smack, and that was your favorite wrestler. So he made you believe, he made you actually hate him. And that's why people dislike him. He was good at doing his job, and that's why people don't like him. And his matches with Gunther are sweet. He's doing this. Seems like he's really just doing whatever he wants right now. Okay, watch me hit a springboard clothesline. Bam, I'm the man. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing whatever he wants. He's like doing when Ceno's busting out Code Reds and stuff. Just this. I can do it all. And he really is awesome. I think I get what people don't like him, but the reason people don't like him is because he's so good at doing his job, he makes you not like him.
Yeah. No, I'm a big Miz fan myself. I've been a Miz fan since he was on the Real World, actually, back in the day, because he was representing as a wrestling fan out there.
Yeah.
And then he used that, people didn't really get it that weren't paying attention at the time, but he literally was only doing all of that to become a wrestler. He like took his winnings from the challenges and went and enrolled in wrestling school in UPW, and then like it was all with the goal of becoming a WWE superstar, and like he achieved that. And then I was at that WrestleMania 27 in Atlanta. I mean, incredible. Like you can never take that away from the Miz main event of WrestleMania. I mean, and I'm with you. I think he gets a bad rap. So
yeah, because what CM Punk and Daniel Bryan don't like him or whatever because he talked bad about him in promos.
Yeah, Brian has even come around to like, I might have a difference of opinion with the Miz, but he got in there with me. Everything was good. Like I respect everything he's done with
clothesline in the corner. Let's not forget that. Awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Miz line in the corner, sweet.
And CM Punk shook his hand backstage this past year, so they're clearly on good terms now.
I mean, speaking of that, like, I mean, so this episode that this is airing on, and before you hear this conversation that we're having right now, me and Jeremy are going to be talking for probably about an hour to an hour and a half about CM Punk. Do you have any opinion at all on him returning, being in WWE, anything at all that has to do with CM Punk as a wrestler yourself?
Yeah. It doesn't really affect me as a wrestler in any way, but I think as a fan, I think it is awesome. Honestly, I think, yeah, he's a dude that's polarizing. I know a lot of people that don't like him. I know a lot of people that do like him. I don't have an opinion on him. I've never, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But he's a guy that like people around my age definitely have like a love and respect for, because I know there's a lot of guys like me that when he cut the pipe bomb learned what Ring of Honor, New Japan, Colt Cabana, all the stuff is, you know what I mean, from that promo. I didn't know what the indies were until then. And so I think it's interesting. I'm sure it's gonna be some great I'm sure we'll get some great television. I'm sure it can be good in either a way that it's an absolute dumpster fire and it's great to watch from afar, you know what I mean? Or it can be great in the fact that it's probably some of the most must-see WWE TV, because WWE is awesome. Like, you know what? Let's be honest here. WWE is the shit, and it's been the shit forever. Because, and look at it right now, there's so many interesting things. Even if you look at all the top guys, like, if you would look at like a potential WrestleMania, every match has a star. You know what I mean? When you really think about it. And it's like, okay, when these stars cross paths again, like there's a lot of interesting dynamics you could play with. You know what I mean? Like, what is CM Punk going to do? Like, who's his first feud going to be with? Who's he going to chirp on the mic? What's he going to say? You know what I mean? It's interesting. Yeah. It's must see is what it is. And it's motivating in a way, honestly, too, to get better, to want to get to the next level. Like when Cardona put out that tweet, I was like, damn, bro, good thing I'm already in the fucking gym doing these log presses, because you're right. It's like, this is why you're my dude, because you are right. Like if you are a wrestler and you watched that and you didn't think, man, I would love to get a reaction like that. You know what I mean? Or like, I would love to get to that next level and get to that where and see where that is. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know. If you're content where you're at and stagnant, that's cool. I respect that. But I'm trying to go balls out, do whatever it takes. Okay, I got to hit the gym harder. I got to get better at this and that in the ring. You know what I mean? Like, it's motivating more than anything, I would say. At least to me and people that have a similar mindset that I do.
Sure. Well, I mean, and it's cool for me to hear you saying all those great things about the WWE, because I mean, I talked about it on the show last week. I was saying, like, I think that you would be great in the WWE system. Like, so I'd imagine at some point that would be like a lifelong goal of yours, being a part of the WWE. So just as a fan, I would love to see it.
I just don't. I mean, yeah, I think every wrestler, when they get into wrestling, they should at least have this mindset. And maybe this is me taking too much from that old school thinking in a way, which I kind of like to think that I have, where it's like, if you don't want to be the top guy, then get the fuck out. Like, if you don't want to be the best dude, like the top guy, like where all the pressure's on you, okay, the main event time, all right, money's on the line here, all right, all the ball, you know what I mean? That's cool. Like, give me that. Give me the ball. Like, I want the ball everywhere. And so that's motivating. Like, okay, this dude has been the top guy everywhere. All right, you know what I mean? How can I further my career? You know what I mean? And what can I do to improve on? What do I need to improve on? What's going to make me get to that next level that I want to get to? Because it's not going to be sitting around on my couch, that's for sure.
Sure. Well, what are your goals in MLW currently?
I want to be the top guy, obviously. Absolutely. I want to put Matt Justice down. Absolutely. Exit 187. Sorry. I love you, Justice. You're my boy. We'll be brothers forever. We're probably going to fight each other till we're dead. But I got to do what I got to do, man. I want some gold. I want that gold. I want the gold. I want maybe me and Tom get those tag straps off you first. Bang. See ya. What I want to be at MLW, I want to be the MLW champion. I want to be the top guy. I want to be the guy in every segment, the most segments possible. I want as much screen time. I want everyone to be watching, okay, damn, I'm turning into MLW because I want to see the intense icon. That's what I want to see from MLW. That's what my goals are. And I want to turn in because I want to see, I got to know what the WTF is doing. I got to know what the intense icon's doing.
The Gladiator's doing.
Yeah, what is the Gladiator? What's old Gladiator up to? What's old Gladiator number 2 up to? What's old Gladiator number 2 up to?
Yes.
Josh, usually we ask everybody the coolest thing in your room. We know you're in your car. Can we see the blood spatter in the car?
So the coolest thing in my car would be my blood-stained ceiling, which is really awesome for picking up girls on dates for. They really love that when there's just that smear in the tennis. What's that? And I go, well, I kind of do this thing. It's wrestling, but I bleed a lot because I don't know, I'm crazy. And then these blood stains are, and they're hard to get out of the carpet in your ceiling.
Now, are those mainly from actually squirting out of your head or like touching your head and touching the ceiling?
Yeah. So they're from squirting out of my head. So I had I had a cage match at C4 this year and last season, but I sneezed one day in my car and it opened up the scab and I was bleeding so badly that when I was in the match, I didn't even get that squirt. You know what I'm talking about? Like the squirt trickle. I've never gotten it. Okay, except for the time I almost bled out against Tom. That was a little bit different though. That was just a river. But I was like squirting in my car onto the ceiling, like tripping back on my head. And I was just like sitting at red light and I just couldn't help but laugh because, of course, this happens to me when I'm in my public civilian life. You know what I mean? Like, there's no cameras around. This isn't looking good on camera. This isn't like good on IWTV. Where's the fucking hard cam at now? Nowhere. So I just got to pull over, wrap my head off, try and wipe it down, go into a damn CVS, like my head like this, and get some bandages to wrap my head up because I'm just. And then my other one is just from the bigger spot is from after Tom Lawlor and I had a match at Absolution this year. It was a little bit of a bloody bath, and I couldn't stop bleeding for like 2 days, and I accidentally smacked it on there.
Yeah.
What is the reaction when you walk into a CVS just like holding your head with bandages?
I mean, you better tell me the bandages, man. I apologize. I go, hey, I'm sorry. Like, I hope I didn't get any blood anywhere, but you know what I mean? A man's got to do what a man's got to do. I can't crash and die on 77
right,
from loss of blood.
Yeah. You have one of the only like legitimate like explanations for something like that in public where like you could just start bleeding from the head or need to be like helped by like a paramedic or something where you could just be like, listen, no, I didn't get beat up. Like it's nothing. Like this is my job. I'm a professional wrestler.
Yeah, I got hit in the back of a steel chair this weekend in Ottawa, man, actually. So don't worry. It's all right.
Right. It's normal. It's normal.
Yeah, don't worry.
Josh, we appreciate you joining us tonight. Let everyone know where they can find you at on socials and in the ring.
You can find me in the ring, MLW, AIW, Black Label Pro, C4 Wrestling. Catch me at GCW in Columbus on January 13th, I want to say, maybe something like that. It's a Saturday. You can follow me on Instagram at, I have to look, I'm sorry, Joshua Bishop II for Intense Icon. On Twitter, Joshua Bishop _ also on the screen. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
thanks,
for
man.
sure.
We appreciate it. All the links are below. I should be seeing you this weekend at Black Label Pro. I'll be there. So
you'll be seeing me stiff Myung Jae Lee live in person. I love getting in there with that guy and just giving him the business. I'm just tough. I got to toughen him up a little bit.
We'll give him a plug. It's live. I'll be watching live. Fight Plus.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah. Thanks again,
Google
man.
Pro Hamilton. Yeah, starts at 1 o'clock in the Eastern time, 12 Central. Josh, we appreciate you joining us, man. Links are below. Check him out, MLW Fusion as well. He's taking Matthew Justice for the ride at the next tapings. Josh, thank you, man. Guys, we'll be right back here on the Spotlight.